Hi, honors class. It is Wednesday. I hope you are having a fantastic week, that you've had a chance to get out and enjoy some of the sunshine and, just get some fresh air in your brain and get ready to dig into some arguments this week. You were working through an argument of your choice that you chose off of your TED Talk, little list that I gave you. And if you watched the video that I already put out today on the English 1 page, just how to do the assessment, that constructed response, that's coming up on Friday. But in between assignment 1 and assessment, as an honors class, you had an additional step I wanted you to take. I wanted you to go with that other layer. A lot of times, remember in class, we talk about that, my leveled reading, not mine, but the research behind the leveled reading. And it applies the same way to viewing and to listening as well. That third level, that, if we call it a level 3 analysis, is really going beyond what's written, beyond what the teacher or the professor wants you to think about, then to what you are thinking or feeling about and processing. And one of the strategies we have of that the AP, the Advanced Placement, the College Board has put out is a strategy that you will consistently use when you stay on the honors track throughout high school. And it is called the SOAPSTone strategy. And we've actually talked about it and used it before, but I want to apply the SOAPSTone analysis strategy to this particular argument. So this came right out of your Springboard book, and I turned it into a document for you because I know you don't have these at home, and I wanted to make sure you had the information so we're staying on track with the standards and then the objectives that I want you to be reaching, my learning targets. So you'll watch the video, of course you've already done that, and then you've already completed this assignment, right? You've gone through your data collection, you've worked through it, just evaluating the argument, looking at the pieces of it, and putting that all down. Then you're going to move into the analysis. And we've talked about that before, but I take everything that is either written or I've listened to or watched, and I've taken notes on it or annotated it, depends on the activity or what's being requested. And I will then move to the next level. For you, what I'd like you to do is now move to this SOAPSTone strategy and Springboard. And I attached this in your email this week. It's called Springboard. That's the assignment right out of the Springboard. And this is what it is. It is looking at a text usually and how to analyze that text to show how we as an audience have interacted with it, how we've comprehended it or understood it, evaluated it, and then moved into analyzing that deeper level of thinking. A strategy called SOAPSTone is something, like I referenced, you will continue to do, and you'll apply it to all different types of text. You'll first look at the S of the SOAPSTone as the subject. And I have this written out here for you. I just copied it actually, so it's there for you. But it's state the main point of the claim that's being made, and you want to focus it on clear and concise. You're not making it flowery. It's just basically, if someone were to say to you, so what was your TED Talk about? You'd go, boom, that was the subject. Okay? It's often the claim if it's an argument. And you can read through that. I'm not going to insult you by reading to you. I know you can read. The occasion is the time and place. So when do you believe this is happening? And, sometimes it's not flat out. They don't say, April 29th, 2020. They will possibly allude to, it's Christmas time, or it's tax season, or maybe it's the end of the school year, or it's summer. But think about if it's obvious the group of the audience member, where it's happening and when it's happening. So that means sometimes it'll be written there for you. It'll say Texas 2017, but sometimes it won't be. But you'll be able to get a feel. There's often an event that has inspired the argument, or in this case, a TED Talk, something that happened that caused the writer to write their argument and share it with you. So think about that. The audience is, in this case, in a TED Talk, they're live. They're at that location. They're in that same occasion as the speaker that's sharing the argument, but not always. So think about who was this audience intended? Okay, so you're thinking about the where and the when, but the who. Is it written for students? Is it written for taxpayers? Is it written for women? Is it written for CEOs or high school seniors? What is the targeted audience? And then answer all those particular questions there. And the one reason I was talking about the occasion with the audience, because if it is a historical piece, those are really interconnected. So that it's important to note how they're connected. And then, of course, the purpose, that's the why. Why did the author choose this topic? And why did they choose this argument to persuade and inform, or entertain you? So work on that. I also want you thinking about, and the purpose also would include the rhetorical strategies. Why, if we think about pathos, how are they connecting? The ethos, we're trying to see, what is their credibility? And then we're looking at the logos and the logos. What are they proving that's backing it up? Okay, so that will also help us understand, are they trying to persuade us and convince us? Are they trying to inform us? Are they trying to entertain us? Or all of those? So you're thinking purpose. And then who is the speaker? So you're trying to understand, in this case, because it is a TED Talk, the speaker is often, it is the author, but not always. Remember, sometimes the speaker is not, they're just the narrator talking about it. They didn't actually write it. So the author and the speaker might not be the same. In your particular task this week, it is. So that just, you'll note that in your analysis. And then tone, we've talked a lot about tone, but think about tone. This sense, it's nice when we can actually watch somebody give an argument or persuasive speech or something, because we can watch the little nuances, the body language. What do they do with their facial expressions? What do they do with the inflection in their voice? Remember, when we're just reading the argument like we did last week when we read Is Survival Selfish, we're just getting the text. So we do a lot of inference in that and our own interpreting and doing some guessing. But when you're watching it, we really get an essence of the tone. So pay attention to that. Ideally, if we were doing this in class, you would be doing your SOAPSTone activity right along with your annotations. So you would have the actual script of the speech and you'd be annotating that, just like we did earlier in the year with the Martin Luther King Jr. speech. But in this digital world, I'm not going to have you do that, but think of your note-taking sheet as your annotations. So you would be doing that and then the SOAPSTone analysis. I tried to create for you just a little, I'm a visual person, as you know, so I tried to give you a visual piece so you can just write this down in your notes or print this off and write directly in the boxes. It will help you complete your assignment that's going to be listed in Schoology, and it will be called TED Talk Springboard. And then I'll have on there the SOAPSTone instructions. So if you follow along on this graphic organizer and you follow along with the instructions that were from the AP College Board, you will just be able to plop everything into your assignment. And then what you will do is you will take assignment 1 and you'll take assignment 2. So you'll have the note taking and then the SOAPSTone, and you'll put them together as you move into your analysis, that you will write your constructed response on Friday in Schoology, and it'll be there as a little quiz puzzle piece like I talked about in the other video posted on the English 1 page. Know that because you are working on that SOAPSTone, I'm expecting SOAPSTone in your written constructed response. So yours should be longer than I had, presented to the English 1 students. Knowing that I will also be evaluating on your rubric, you will have the expectation of also having analyzed using SOAPSTone. And I'm looking for that when I read those constructed responses. So if it does not appear to me that you SOAPSToned this, then you won't get those points on the rubric. You will get all the points for still analyzing it and doing that really well and following that part of it. But I want to make sure that as an honor student, I need you to go to that next level. That's the expectation that you'll be needing to do next year and the year after that and the year after that. And then if you choose to head on to college, it'll be naturally ingrained in how you analyze a piece of text or a speech, a video, and whatnot. So I hope this helps. If you have questions, you can pop into office hours. You know how to find me. I would say good luck, but you don't need it. So happy thoughts. I know you'll do well. I miss you, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.